Hi, let us continue with what's happened in Washington on the 4th of December 2025. That's also on Thursday. So, Rwanda's speech. The president, Paul Kagame, gave the speech, and he was very thankful for President Trump hosting this peace deal. He talked about President Trump's neutrality, that President Trump was really neutral in the process. He did not take sides, and I think that's something to note, because I think the other peace deals failed because on one hand it's felt that this party is siding, like the way DRC felt that Kenya, our president, was siding more with Rwanda than DRC. So the goodness of it being on a global platform is that there is definitely some neutrality. Yeah, not all neutrality, but some neutrality. He also mentioned that the president was quite pragmatic in his approach. He also stated that there'll be ups and downs in the process. So he's not like saying, oh, this is eureka, like magic, like all of a sudden there'll be peace. If anything, if you have been watching the news, after the peace deal was signed, there was violence that erupted in South Kivu. So it's not that easy. It's not going to be easy, but it's a way forward. And then, as just the same way as President Tshisekedi promised that on his part he will not be found wanting, same thing did President Kagame say. He said on his part, if this peace deal doesn't work, he will do whatever he has to do on his part, meaning that if anything happens, it's not going to be them who will be found wanting. So if you look at the way both presidents emphasize that in their speeches, it's like they're like, if you look at it critically or else from an outside perspective, you just see that both of them are saying this has not been my fault, but anyway, moving forward, it will not be also my fault that if anything goes wrong. That's how it came out from both presidents, not only one president, not only President Kagame. They were all like, if this process fails, it is not me who's the problem. So the third speech I want to speak on is by our president, President Ruto. What I liked about his speech was, unlike the other presidents, I saw the president of Angola and another guy who I'm not so sure who he is, but in their speeches they were all saying like, we failed in trying to mediate and broker peace, but Trump, you have prevailed. That is not exactly the truth. That is almost putting your efforts like as if they were worth nothing. That's how it came out. It may not have been the intention, but that's how it came out. And like that, our President Ruto, said that this is accumulation of the peace processes that have been there. The Nairobi process and the Angola peace process, those are the things that, those and the meetings with in Qatar, those are the, it has accumulated, they were part of it. Basically, he was saying that actually they did matter and they did make a difference. However, the US have been able to now put everything together and make this work. So he did not push aside the efforts that have been done before, which is not wisdom. As you can see, the fights have not stopped. So even those other peace deals, the fights did not stop. Like, it's not that easy, and actually many times the reason why a peace deal does not work, it's not necessarily the mediators that are wanting, it's the countries that are being brought together that are wanting. Let's say they're just not agreeing. One is saying this, the other is saying this, so they cannot agree. So not necessarily a reflection of bad mediation. It just could be that there was no enough goodwill to agree. So that I loved about his speech. He also mentioned that it's high time Africa rose up from just exporting raw goods and actually just manufacturing, being at the center of the manufacturing process, so that they can value add, especially in the Great Lake region where there's a lot of wealth. He did mention that DRC has a lot of wealth, a lot of potential, which was good. And with the peace deal, that the DRC will be unlocking resources that otherwise had not been available because of the war. Then apart from that, lastly, he mentioned that Trump should now look at, bringing peace to Sudan. I think it's a great thing that he mentioned that, like, please remember Sudan, please remember Sudan, as now that you've brokered peace here in DRC, Rwanda, remember Sudan. But also on the other hand, we know that our president has not been neutral in this. You remember earlier this year, he hosted the RSF leader Hemeti, which was such a diplomatic gaffe, because that was the militia that is fighting the Sudanese government. It's just broke all diplomatic protocols. So I don't know. On one hand, it's good. On the other hand, nah, it's just a no. Then lastly, I just wanted to mention, why did our president choose to wear a red tie during a peace deal brokering ceremony? If you are keen to notice, you'll notice that all the presidents, all the diplomats, everyone who was there was wearing a blue tie, including President Trump. But our president decided to wear a red tie. I don't think this was right in any way, shape, or form. And you may say it's not a big deal. Sometimes it's not, depending on but you see, it's like being invited for a wedding, and you, as one of the friends of the bride, decide to wear also a white flowing dress. Like, that is just a gaffe, a diplomatic gaffe. It should not have happened. And also, especially with President Donald Trump, I'm sure he asked him, like, what's up with the red tie? Because in the past, you may think it's an issue, but in the past, you remember President Zelensky of Ukraine, when the first time he went to the White House, he was wearing black on black. He was not wearing a suit. Yeah, and President Trump asked him, "Excuse me, what are you wearing? Why are you not wearing a suit?" So that means it's important to him to observe all protocol. Our president, even Uhuru, the former president, was wearing at some point was wearing a blue tie. So it looked just yes. Even if it's standing out, you don't stand out in that manner. So next time, hopefully, the protocol team will be able to carry a variety of ties, so that if there's need be, let him change as fast as possible, to avoid because these things on the outside, it may not look like anything, but on the inside it means a lot. Countries have gone to war over stupid reasons. Countries have been offended by things, and relationships have been soured over little things. So since there's a whole protocol team in the Foreign Affairs Ministry, they should make sure that we don't get embarrassed like that. But either way, I guess it was okay. Maybe he was maybe the US, maybe the president told him aside, or just did not care at that point. Then we have two more people who gave speeches, and that is